Okay, welcome back. So I've had a few more questions, and people are asking about demos and why they look good or bad and all these different things. So I'm just going to explain a few things, because there's a lot of tricks that go on with demos, and we want to demystify some of them tricks. And you see some demos that are live momentum, and they're good demos, and even though the skill is inside a certain environment, that's totally acceptable. So we've got some people on the outside saying, I'm supporting hokey stuff, or I'm not supporting this. And I'm just, what I do is talk about what I can see and what I understand. This is my opinion. So you don't have to agree with anything. It's just my opinion. People ask me questions, and I'll answer the questions. So in terms of real skills, right? Sometimes if someone's pushing towards me, right, and they push and I load and I release, you'll get this pop, because if I sink in and I expand, when I expand, it will take their balance. So if you see these demos where people get popped all the time, it's because the person's been a bit stiff on purpose or without knowledge, right? So I see a lot where the person is just rolling and the person basically gets stuck in position, or they get expanded off their balance, but they're not really doing anything. He's just stiff, so that will happen. The only way you can really move someone like that is if they're stiff. So if Lucky just stays really stiff, I can sink and then I can pop him really easily because he's stiff. But if he delinks at the moment I release, he won't pop. So I sink, I start to expand, he delinks and sinks the elbows down. This will shrug off that pressure. You're not letting the pressure get into your body. Okay, so my job in training, when we're going live, is to cause him to stiffen up. And when he stiffens up, then I can pop him. But I can't pop him unless he's stiff. So someone's asked me the other day when we lock him in a Chi-Sao, you're saying that you've got these skills, but he doesn't fall over the place. No, because he's skilled. He's not rubbish. So to get him to move, sometimes I have to try and shock him. And once I shock him, I can move him. But if I don't shock him, I can't move him. If I just try to move him, he can sink and delink and take the pressure into his body and control it. And even sometimes I'll shock him, and then my second one, I go to push him, he'll delink that one, and we get into this position where we're fighting the body. It's hard to see with the untrained eye, but I see a lot of demos where people are doing stuff where they're saying, look, the person can't, like he pushed towards me, and I sink, and they say, now he's stuck towards me, you pull away from me, and he can't move, and I'm sinking and controlling him. Yeah, because he's stiff, right? Because he's doing what I told him to do. Right? But in reality, when he gets to position, he's going to move his arm. He's going to try and move his arm inside from the elbow. He's going to delink, right? So the delinking is very important to let go of that pressure. You don't want to be stuck on that pressure. There's no such thing as getting stuck on someone you can't really move. You can't really move in the same direction as my pull. So when I extend and pull into the body and I stretch the fascia, he tries to move. He can't move against that because I pull the tissue open. But he can push towards me, right? And he can circle the arm around the inside. He can do that if he wants, right? And when he does that, then I have to then track that and try and do a different technique. But what they're doing is they're acting as if this is some kind of magic. It's not any magic. It's just normal control of the body. There is a skillful layer to it, a very skillful layer to it. So I'm not saying it's not without skill. This is what we're trying to achieve. And we're trying to achieve it under pressure. That's the key. So if you don't see a demo that's done with some sort of pressure, then it's just a demo of a skill. And it could be a valid skill, but doesn't mean the person can use it or do it under pressure. Right? You have to be able to do something under pressure. So when we're rolling and we're doing Chi-Sao, for example, and we're doing stuff, whatever we want to do, I'm trying to find pressure control of his body. Right? He's delinking and trying to get out of that pressure. So we're trying to find what we can do under pressure. Right? So here, there's a fight going on here, which you can't really always see. And I get the technique. But what happened here is he pushed towards me, I linked, delinked, sunk, expanded, and then I strike. And now I have to have his on his feet, right? He's on his toes. Right? So if I step in from here, then of course I can eject him pretty easy from there. But if he sinks down, and then now I don't have it. So now I get closer to the body, attack with the body, and try and change the position again. And now from here I can sink down and start to take him off balance. So there's different ways to achieve it, but it has to be with live momentum. Live momentum is king. If you can't do it with live momentum, the demo doesn't mean anything.